Look at this. A woman who is not posing but pausing. She presses her face into a rose, as if this were the only place where something soft is still allowed. And that wall, warm, aged, almost protective, you feel it immediately. This is not about beauty. It is about a moment you should not interrupt. But who does it belong to? The title is The Soul of the Rose, painted in 1908 by John William Waterhouse. And Waterhouse does something remarkable. He gives us a scene that feels like a secret. No eyes looking back at us, no smile, only breath against the petals. And then the question I always ask when I stand in front of it: who was this meant for? For whom do you paint such a quiet, almost private moment? We do not really know. And that is exactly what makes it so powerful. Because with this painting, there is no clear answer. But there is a trace, a real trace, not speculation. And it leads not to a poet or a muse, but to a man with a title, Sir Brodie Henderson. Now place that name next to this painting. Sir Brodie Henderson was an engineer. Railways, bridges, global infrastructure. He was not the type for roses in his hair. He was the type who made things run, hold and function. And yet, this man eventually owns the soul of the rose. Christie's lists him as an early owner. And here the real question begins. Why this painting? Sotheby's even records that it went directly from the Royal Academy's summer exhibition into his collection. And this is where it becomes interesting. This painting did not appear somewhere by chance. It was publicly shown in London in 1908. Royal Academy, number 78. And then it ends up with a man whose life revolved around steel, schedules, and logistics. Now look again. This painting is a counterworld. No noise, no machines, only scent. As if Waterhouse did not paint a woman, but a pause. And Waterhouse himself? In 1908, he is no longer a young painter, trying to prove himself. He is 59. He has success, an audience, wealthy collectors who support him. And still he paints this, a woman shutting out the world. And here is something I find truly fascinating. The Hendersons were not ordinary buyers. Brodie Henderson was the brother of Alexander Henderson, later Lord Farringdon. And Alexander was Waterhouse's most important patron. From the late 1890s onward, the family acquired more than 50 of his works. That is not casual collecting. It is a relationship. And suddenly the painting feels different. No longer like a single beautiful image, but something circulating within a network of trust. Artist, patron, family. Now a detail I want you to notice. Her hand. She does not grip like someone falling. She only touches. Very lightly. This is typical Waterhouse. Closeness, but controlled. Feeling, without exaggeration. And the rose itself. In European painting, it is never just decoration. It stands for beauty that does not last, for love that cannot be held, for something that smells strongest just before it fades. And so she does not lean into a flower, but into something already leaving. And yet the question remains, who is she? Christie suggests one possibility, not as fact. Perhaps Muriel Foster, but no one can prove it. And perhaps Waterhouse wanted exactly that she remain a mystery. And then something happens I find almost brutal. In 1981, the painting is sold anonymously. No explanation, no name, only Lot 104. And suddenly the woman at the rose feels like an echo of that. Closeness you cannot keep. Then in 2007, it is sold again at Christie's. £1,140,000. Again, market. Again, movement. Today it remains in private hands. And if a man like Sir Brodie Henderson takes this painting directly from the Royal Academy, then the question is not why it was beautiful, but what he was searching for in it. Perhaps not a woman. Perhaps only a moment of silence.